We go. Oh Lord, there's two people on here just looking like we looking. Oh, well, I've been live for 2 minutes and there's no one here. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh. Good morning. All right, so y'all, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the quick rendition of the day shift. Did my coffee go? I was getting ready to be real mad because I want some coffee this morning. Good morning, y'all. So it's your girl Paulette. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am here to provide for you some quick news and information that you can use. So we're going to start, of course, with saying good morning, everybody. Welcome to the day shift. It's your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, along with my partners Colin Carey and Carlo Collins. And we are here to give you some quick news recap. So first things first, did y'all miss Colin's Corner last night? So I hosted last night by myself because we had to take care of some stuff behind the scenes, of course. So if you were waiting for Cullen and DeCarlo to join, we will be back next week with the show. And everybody will be in tow. So if you haven't had an opportunity to start talking about any of the topics or anything like that that they've been putting on Facebook, and in the private group, yep, I said it, the private group, I would encourage you to do so. So the first thing that I always like to do whenever I do this type of morning show is I like to give you all the news from KCCR Radio of Brownstone. So if you are not already subscribed, or if you aren't already listening to KCCR, I'm going to encourage you guys to go to your app store and download the app. If you want to do that, there's the call letters KCCR, and let's go ahead and get some of this news up in here. Hang on, and we're gonna turn it up real loud too. So let's get some of this good news.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced his resignation Thursday amid a mass revolt by top members of his government.
It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I'd agree with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now. And the timetable will be announced next week. And I've today appointed a cabinet to serve, as I will, until a new leader is in place.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday said a Russian missile strike destroyed a university in the country's second largest city, Kharkiv. Harry Michaels reports.
The Pedagogical University's main building, lecture halls, museum and scientific library were all destroyed in the strike, he said during his nightly televised speech. This characterizes the Russian invasion with 100% accuracy, Zelensky said. When it comes to the definition of barbarism, this strike fits the bill.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un convened an unprecedented conference aimed at strengthening the ruling Workers' Party of Korea's monolithic leadership across society, state media reported on Thursday. David Alexander reports.
Its techniques include regular self-criticism sessions, where participants are required to confess their wrongdoings and face accusations from other members. It is also responsible for passing on guidance from senior leaders and plays a role in selecting which candidates are allowed to run in elections.
There were several missed opportunities to stop the massacre at Robb Elementary School before it started, according to a new assessment of the law enforcement response. ABC News reports.
A Uvalde police officer on the scene where the suspect crashed his vehicle saw the armed suspect outside the school, but paused.
Guy with a rifle.
The report saying the officer armed with a rifle asked his supervisor for permission to shoot the suspect. However, the supervisor either didn't hear or responded too late.
This is the latest news headlines. Senator Lindsey Graham will now comply with a subpoena issued by a grand jury in Georgia investigating former U.S. President Donald Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the result of the 2020 election, attorneys for the lawmaker said on Wednesday. Senator Graham plans to go to court, challenge the subpoena, and expects to prevail, attorneys Bart Daniel and Matt Austin said in the statements made on behalf of Graham. Jerry Harris, a former star of the popular Netflix docuseries Cheer, was sentenced Wednesday to 12 years in prison after pleading guilty to sex crime charges earlier this year. 22-year-old Harris pleaded guilty in February to receiving child pornography and engaging in interstate travel for the purpose of engaging in illicit sexual conduct with a minor under the age of 15.
Oh my God.
Increasing instances of extreme heat could damage the global economy and increase health risks to people living in urban areas, according to research published Wednesday. The results, published in the journal Nature Communications, find heat-induced loss of labor will be unevenly distributed across different employment industries. That uneven distribution could create environmental justice concerns, according to the researchers at the University of North Carolina's Gilling School of Global Public Health. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has temporarily lifted the ban it imposed last month on the sale of Juul Labs Incorporated products, stated it needs to conduct further review of the e-cigarette maker's application that says its wares protect public health. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit approved Juul's request for a temporary stay to allow it to continue selling its products as it considers the case. On Tuesday, the FDA says it has determined that there are scientific issues unique to the Juul application that warrants additional review. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
And guys, this just in, if you guys are just now joining us, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl Paulette, and I am the host of The Day Shift, the KCCR Radio Brownstone. This particular broadcast is going to be airing later on today, probably after the hot lunch mix. But listen, so this just came in. President Joe Biden will sign an executive order Friday, which is today, that takes steps to safeguard abortion access in the light of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, the White House announced, following heavy criticism from the left for not doing more as states ban abortion statewide. So Biden's executive order will direct the White House to convene pro bono lawyers and other legal and advocacy groups to defend abortion patients and providers, including protecting people's rights to travel to other states to get an abortion. It also builds off of previous commitments made by Health Secretary Xavier Becerra, directing the Department of Health and Human Services to protect medication abortion access, as abortion pills have federal approval, though so far they're still outlawed in states with total abortion bans, as well as expand access to contraception and other reproductive health services. That's an issue right there. Health and Human Services will also work to ensure that pregnant people have access to pregnancy emergency medical care in response to fears that abortion bans will result in people with emergency pregnancy complications not receiving proper treatment. You got that right. That's exactly what's getting ready to happen. Biden has asked the Federal Trade Commission to take additional steps to protect patient privacy if they seek an abortion. And the administration will also help to ensure health data stays private under the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is also known as HIPAA, issuing additional guidance. Also, the White House will take additional steps to protect the security of abortion clinics and patient and provider safety. Health and Human Services and the White House Gender Policy Council will establish a task force on reproductive health care access to coordinate the federal response, and the Attorney General will also provide technical assistance to states and providers that still offer abortion access, particularly to people from out of state whose abortions could be legally challenged. The president's executive order did not address other requests that Democratic officials and progressives have asked from the federal government, including allowing abortion on federal land in states where the procedure is banned. The White House had already shot down that request. Good morning, everybody. Shot that request before Biden's executive order was announced, saying it feared people would still face legal prosecution for getting or providing an abortion as soon as they stepped off federal property. The president has also resisted calls to expand the Supreme Court or impose significant reforms in response to the 6-3 conservative court overturning of Roe v. Wade. So we could go on and on, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sharing this almost immediately to the Brownstone Center's Facebook page. So go over to Brownstone Worldwide on Facebook and take a look at this particular piece of news. This is really interesting because what I want you guys to know is they're working hard to support what's happening in terms of, and this, guys, this came from Forbes. So this just came out like literally this morning at about 9:10 this morning. So again, for those of you all who are just now joining the call, President Joe Biden will sign an executive order today that takes steps to safeguard abortion access in the light of the Supreme Court overturning of Roe v. Wade. You guys need to know that, especially if you stand on the side of either side. You need to know where it stands, right? Okay, so I think that that is important. Now, let's also go back and let's check out what else is happening in the news. Hiring slipped only slightly in June with no sign of a looming recession. So the big word on the street is we're going into a recession. We're going into a recession. And a couple of other things that I want you guys to be aware of is when we research the news and we look at stuff, we also look at what's happening and where people are literally living their lives in the middle of all of the quote unquote rumors that we're hearing. And so one of the big ones that we were listening to last night was a truck driver who is experiencing not being able to take jobs because gas is too high. And so in his conversation, he was also saying that because of that, now this isn't the first trucker that I've heard say this, someone with a CDL who's delivering goods and services, goods and products to your Walmarts and to your Targets and stuff like that. If these rigs are not able to get a break in terms of what they're paying for gas, then of course they're not going to take a job, because basically they're being asked to take the job for $500 or $800 or whatever. And out of that, they're being asked to deliver said product pretty much on their own dime, because they're also being asked to pay for their own gas. Okay. So I thought, well, that's kind of stupid, but that's what's happening. And people are refusing jobs. They're literally refusing it. And wouldn't you? Because you're in it to make money. You're not in it to, just continue to do stuff for free. What happens when the truck breaks down? What happens when your family needs food? What happens when you need new clothes or new tires for your car and stuff like that? So these are things that are impacting not just, the truckers, but it's eventually going to start matriculating itself directly into our local communities. Even now, some of you guys are expecting. Let's talk about the fact that yesterday, let me pull this out of my refrigerator while we're talking, okay? Because where is it at? Y'all, listen. Oh my Lord, why y'all didn't tell me butter is so high? Do you know first of all, I only use real butter. And this is, I guess this must be the store-bought brand or the store brand of my favorite. I like salted butter. I use unsalted when I'm baking, but just regular salted butter for baked goods and, to add to like your meats and things like that or stews. This is really good for that. Here's the issue that I had, y'all, when I went to the grocery store. And I know I'm not the only one. Y'all come on in here. Thank you so much for those of you all who are joining. Go ahead and like, comment, share. Make sure that you let people know that the day shift is on. I am back. Okay. All right. And tonight, you all, don't forget, we're making bow tie pasta tonight. So I want you guys to take a look at that. All right. So y'all ready for this, Imani? You ready for this price? This sucker right here is not my regular brand. I prefer a specific brand of butter. This was $4.59 for 4 sticks of butter. Normally, I pay about $2 and some change, right, for 4 sticks. Now, my favorite brand, which is Land O'Lakes, was, y'all ready? $6.49 for 4 sticks of butter. $6. 6. Let's talk about the fact. Oh Lord. Let's talk about the fact that my thick cut bacon, which is a norm around here, especially when you're practicing some level of keto or whatever, we keep bacon in the house. So thick cut bacon was $10. Now it said $9 and some change on the packet, and really that's just $10. They just make it sound good, but it's still $10. $10. Okay. All right. So this is the time for many people to start getting into looking for ways to be creative with their grocery bill, ways to make things happen. And so yesterday I kind of shared with you guys that the shows that you all see in the evenings we actually pre-record those and set those up so that they go, so that we can focus more on the back end of the business. And so because of that, one of the things that we do, first of all, I'm always on whenever I'm on. Okay. So I can chat and I can talk back and stuff like that. So I'm still there. So one of the things that is really, really interesting. See this right here, y'all, I know. I know I already told y'all I ain't gonna be able to attend. So anyway, let me see what's happening here. Hold on. Yeah, that would be a great thing for you to add. All right, so y'all, food is high, and what I would encourage everybody to do is to find. How many of y'all use y'all little membership card? Let me grab mine. So I'm the little membership card to give you like the in-store discounts or whatever. So I have my Kroger one, and I have my Ingles one, and then with the points, I can go out to the gas station that they have on site, and I can get 10 cents off, 20 cents off gallons of gas. So that's one of the things that I do to try to offset the cost of my gas. The other thing that I do to help save on gas, and everybody can't do this, is I try to work virtually. Okay. I'll go into the office maybe once or twice a week or whatever, but most of the time I'm at the house working, trying to get stuff done, because it's just economical to do that. And if you have the ability to be able to work virtually, you can save on gas, because gas is ridiculous. And they're still saying that we might still see $7 by the end of the summer per gallon. I just, and in some parts of the country, they're so close to $7. If they sneeze, it'll tip them over the edge. So I'm still I hate to say it, but I noticed that gas yesterday here was like $4.39 a gallon or whatever. I don't know whether or not that's going to continue on that downward trend. I don't think we'll ever be able to see. I don't think we'll ever see again. I don't think we're ever going to see gas under $4. I don't know. I could be wrong, unless of course somebody comes up with a way to make gas cheaper, or another way to get stuff, to get cars moving, or everybody's going to be, teleporting back and forth to work. How about that? All right. So let's see. So we were talking about hiring slipped only slightly in June, with no sign of a looming recession. So I definitely want to talk about this because you keep hearing about this recession. You keep hearing about it. You're freaking out. You're trying to decide what your best moves are going to be. It's going to always be what you've always done, right? One of the things that we talk about here in the Brownstone Kitchen, and also part of the day shift, is how to save money, where to go get your groceries, what you can do, finding a food co-op in your area, because they're all over the place. We actually have one here that has some of the food items, and we try to frequent at least twice per week. And the reason why is because they always give fresh organic fruits and vegetables. And I only pay like $10.27 for that. So I would encourage anybody to make that transition and try to find different places for you to get your groceries. So hiring slowed only slightly last month, and the U.S. job market remains resilient despite high inflation and waning economic growth. The Labor Department said Friday that employers added 372,000 jobs in June. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.6%, while the labor force shrank by 353,000 people. So what we're seeing is job gains have slowed down since the first third of the year, when employers were adding nearly 500,000 jobs per month on average. But economists say a slowdown isn't surprising now that the U.S. has replaced most of the jobs lost during the pandemic downturn 2 years ago. That's interesting. So employment at private sector businesses is higher now than it was in February of 2020, while government employment actually is still lagging. It shouldn't be seen as a terrible thing or as a huge slowdown or an impending recession. Chief economist for the job search website ZipRecruiter, Julia Polak, says she noted that hiring is still significantly stronger than in 2019, actually, when employers were adding an average of 164,000 jobs each month. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Good morning. So happy that you could join us. Welcome to the day shift. So glad you could be here. Some industries actually saw more of a slowdown than others in June. Construction companies added just 13,000 jobs during the month, less than half as many as the month before. Well, they must all be in my neighborhood then. That's all I got to say about that. The leisure and hospitality industry, which includes restaurants and hotels, added, and I can believe this, 67,000 jobs as it continues to rebound from a deep slump early in the pandemic. So people are vacationing, they outside, y'all. Is y'all outside too? I hope so, because I've been outside. I have been outside. I've been to different places and just hanging out and enjoying ourselves as much as we possibly can in the middle of all of this. So there's a lot of people actually out there that are traveling, going out to eat, just like I was saying. So there's still a lot of demand for workers. The problem is, here's the problem. Number one, people are not willing to go back to how they were being treated pre-pandemic. What the pandemic did, you never stopped. I never stopped either, right? So what the pandemic did was it allowed people to become resourceful on themselves, especially if they were one of those people, cash you outside. I know that's right. Okay. So one of the things that I've noticed about what happened during the pandemic was people became more resilient. They became really stupid, crazy, creative with what they were doing with their good morning, you guys. Welcome. Come on into the day shift. This is your girl Paulette. This particular broadcast that you guys are watching me on right now is going to be broadcast later on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center, after the hot lunch mix. Okay, so during the hot lunch mix, we do ask that you guys take 1 hour of your day, your lunch break or whatever, and you do some kind of high intensity interval training, some kind of walking or something, cool down, grab your lunch, and then get back to what it is that you do best to provide for your families. Okay, so there's a lot of people that are still out there traveling, going out to eat. And so there's still a lot of demand for those workers, but workers are smarter. They know that there are other ways to make money. They took their stimulus check and they did something with it. And most of those people aren't going back. What this pandemic did in terms of the economy and in terms of people realizing what they were worth was it allowed people to get back and say, hold up, what am I really worth? What am I doing here? And how can I help my family survive during this time? Because I've been let go, because I don't have any resources available to me right now because my company downsized because of the pandemic. They showed me what they thought about me. Okay, let me go do what I got to do. That's the reason why we're having so many issues with pilots and things like that. Y'all let them folks go. You know what people did? They went and found something else better to do. They didn't wait around. You can't put people on a shelf and think that they're going to sit there, right? Because what people did, like I said, there are more. Here's something else, and I'm going to go here. Lamar Tyler from Traffic Sales and Profit literally said during the last TSP Live that we went to, which was last month, he literally said that during this economic downturn, there were more Black businesses that opened and are thriving. It was actually like a 20% increase in Black businesses during this time. What do you think happened? Most of the people who were doing those jobs are Black and brown people, okay? The jobs that we're talking about, the hand jobs, the menial jobs, those kinds of things. That doesn't mean that they're not, that we're not educated, that it's good work. And sometimes it pays really good money, okay? So people know what they're doing when they go for these jobs. At the end of the day, those were some of the hardest hit during the beginning of the pandemic. So they started letting folks go, okay? So if you letting people go, what you think people gonna do? They're gonna continue to keep eating because they have to, right? So with that, let me go ahead here and let you know that I'll probably swing back through. We can continue this conversation over lunch. I'm going to have a little salad and come back this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time because number one, tea time starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check out the show. It's going to be a replay of Nikema E on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. Go ahead and download the app if you would so please. I would appreciate that. Okay. Also, please know that I'm going to be coming back. We're going to be talking about the Brownstone Planner, and it's called My Brownstone Living Day by Day Home Planner that helps you to, you had nothing to lose. I agree with that. Go ahead and get that planner. We're going to be talking about that on my lunch break. Because I have to go and teach a class in about 4 minutes. But I did say that I was coming on last night. Go ahead and check out some of the reels from last night's show. Again, Colin's Corner will return next week, Thursday. We had to handle some things behind the scenes to continue to move forward towards the launch of Brownstone Worldwide. We're super excited about that. And I'm also going to be sharing with you guys how you can get your business in the marketplace. Go ahead and like Brownstone Worldwide and hang out there if you want to do that. We've got news and information that you can use that flows all day. You can take a listen to KCCR radio over there. You can actually go ahead and take a listen to KCCR if you are using your computer. You can, and your phone, you can go to kccrthebrownstone.com. When you go there, you have an opportunity to register for the newsletter at the top, enter 0 at checkout. And then you can also look at some of the other things that we offer, including our Brownstone News service for radio stations, both terrestrial and streaming. So we've got some other things that are coming down the pipe. You guys, my time is up. I am getting ready to get out of here. I will see you all later on today for more from Tips, Topics, and Talk, and me, your girl Paulette with Brownstone Worldwide. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye.